If you are enjoying the story so far, and need more Dungeons and Dragons in your life, I invite you to check out another group called the Long Past Podcast. They are working their way through heroism and tragedy in the events of the Chragan War. Their name and link are in the description below.
Day 78. I'm not sure if I can remember how it felt traveling to another plane of existence, but we arrived, and we were greeted by neither a friend nor a foe, but he at least guided us to a path that led us to the vessel of Del's soul. It was surrounded by any and all things found deep in our dreams, known only as nightmares. With every step we took, we were surrounded by thorns and demons of darkness, and even pools of blood too thick to see through. We were no match for the shadowy worm, but then I tried a desperate gamble. I used the BOB to catch the worm, and it fell, eventually drowning in a pool of blood and water. The bands were lost in the process of killing the beast, but it was well worth it. We finally found Del. Now that Del has returned to his body, we have two options: save the Crusovian tribes, or heal Thía from her curse. So, we decided to get Thía healed. Then we will have nothing holding us back.
Now let's get into it. Welcome back to the Land of the Hunter. The time is 9 in the morning on the 79th day of our campaign. The night previous, Varin had cast non-detection, for which I'm now deducting 1 touch of diamond dust, during the night to ward against scrying. As a party, following our adventure on the plane of Elysium and the 2 other demi-planes attached to it, in the course of rescuing Del, we spent 16 hours crafting. I have coordinated with you both behind the scenes, so I will simply summarize the results here. We've added 2 part sand poultices, 2 impact smoke bombs. Thía, you've finished 2 out of 8 hours to make a single dose of essence of ether poison. We've brewed 12 hack and leaf brews, and Adran, you have successfully written 1 first level spell scroll of expeditious retreat. So I will take away 1 of the leather scraps that Varin has. There we go. Alright, the land here, as we rise and begin our travels, is shifting continuously and confusingly, a bewildering sight to behold, full of predators and magical storms. Per the celestial being on the plane of Elysium, and the fated role that Thía may or may not have altered, the elves are diverting to find and cleanse a shrine the location of which we do not know. So let's get you all moved to the travel map here. Fingers crossed that there will be no issues.
And just for the record, if there are 12 hack and leaf brews made and there's 4 of us, I figure we each get 3.
There are 4 of us, Del, Adran, Thía, and Varin, and there were 12 hack and leaf brews brewed. So Adran is our leader. You've decided that we each get 3, so each of you can add 3 to your stores. Which brings my available hack and leaf brews up to 8. Yay!
I'm up to
We'll
6.
actually skip
okay.
his 3 so everyone else can take 4.
Ouch. What'd you say?
Dell will skip his 3. He's got plenty. So everyone else can take 4 instead of 3.
Noted. Thank you, Del. Adran, what were you saying?
I am now up to 7 instead of 6.
I have 9. All right. So, Thía, you have Thía, you are very interested in us finding our way out of here, the wandering heart of the desert, and to the shrine, which we don't know where it is. We also have the curse anchors for the curses that are bothering at least 2 of the 4 Crusovian tribes that we know of. We don't know if anything's... Well, we have 3 curse anchors. We know 2 of the tribes are dealing with curses. We have not gone to the 4th tribe, which is deep to the south. Del, you have some new spells prepared, I believe. One which might prove handy in finding our way through this constantly changing terrain. What have you got for us, sir? If you're there.
This dune hill over here seems oddly familiar. Of course it does, Sam. I mean, we've been going around in circles.
Fine, take an inspiration point. Wow, right off the bat. Del, are you there?
Yeah. Totally worth it.
I'm sorry. He was putting away his stuff in his pockets. What did you ask?
I was mentioning that after all the events of the last several days, Del is now level 16 and has quite a few new spells, one of which, you and I have discussed, might prove useful in our current circumstance.
I see.
What's he got in its pockets?
Are we just starting our travel day?
Yes, it is 9 in the morning, so we are about to start 8 hours of travel.
Okay. I could cast Find the Path to kind of give us a good direction. Well, not a good direction to travel. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think he could because I don't think he would know what shrine we're going to.
So we do have...
Or have an item.
We don't know the shrine that we're going to, but we do have an item that came from a location outside of the wandering heart of the desert, and that would be the bone cart itself. The first Crusovian tribe that we visited, the Tamon tribe, gave us the bone cart to aid us in our travels through the desert. So if nothing else, Find the Path could lead us from where we are, right, at least in the direction to the Tamon tribe.
Aren't we trying to find a shrine for Thía?
We are trying to find a shrine.
Okay. And we're going towards the Tamon tribe to do that?
Well, hold on. What I said was we have an item that you can use with the spell to help us get out of the wandering heart of the desert. You can give
Is it a lucky rabbit's foot?
You can give me an insight check, young Del, and yes, you can use guidance. Your handy little cantrip there.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then an insight plus a d4. Well, that does beat the DC. Good thing you cast guidance. Del, as I assume you're preparing to cast the spell. Would that be a safe assumption?
Sure.
Okay. As you prepare to cast the spell, I assume using the bone cart as a focal point, there's a bit of a thrill of energy, and as you consider it, there's one other item in your possession particularly that had to have come from outside the wandering heart of the desert. The shard of the unicorn's horn that is now attached to your staff of healing.
And this seems like it would get us towards the temple we're trying to find?
Possibly. I mean, it had to come from somewhere. But it is an
Okay,
item.
I'll try using that.
Okay. Would you please put find the path in the chat, please? So I assume, Del, that you were setting out your divinatory tools, which in this case are probably bones, teeth, probably with runes carved into them, and of course focusing on the shard of the unicorn horn. While Varin looks on, kind of looks over at Adran, and Adran, I mouth at you. What is find the path?
Beats me.
I was actually just kind of picturing this green laser beam looking thing. I'll cast my spell, but then this green laser beam just points off in the direction that we're going. Straight through a tree. Or a hill. Whichever's nearest.
I figured one of the bones would hop up and act like a compass needle and point in the right direction.
Do you see
That's a reasonable idea.
Do you see the line on your screen?
Yes.
Okay. Not showing up on mine, so it points
I'm sorry.
It points directly that way.
Oh, I see.
It does seem that the shard of the unicorn's horn came from a location here on this plane of existence. Adele, you would know that whatever the location is, it is... my brain just went away. Hang on. 72 miles away. South by southeast.
So we could go that way.
Varin stares, mouth hanging open, and just like turns back to look still. All right, little one. What else did you learn while you were imprisoned in that little portrait thing on that other plane of existence? Because I'm curious.
I wish I knew. I am still trying to figure that out myself, honestly. That is not even a joke, because I'm actually very serious on that one.
Our little friend is developing power here, Adran.
Oh, Del, by the way, that's 2 you owe me, Junior.
You already have an inspiration point. Don't get another one.
I know. I had to throw that out there.
Adran, how do you want our marching orders, sir?
Well, let's have the kid and the unicorn horn out in front. You right beside them.
I mean, it'll tell me which way to go even if someone else stands in front of me. It really will. And I might live longer to tell you which way to go, too.
All right, how about this? Varin, you're in front. Thía and Del, you're in the bone cart in the middle, and I got the rear.
Along with crutches.
Yep.
So Varin will be alert to danger, and since we apparently have a fantastic means of navigating at least to our destination, whatever that destination may be, Varin will be alert to danger and take on foraging tasks. Del, you are concentrating on this spell.
It's too bad that we don't have a bard to play any music as we're traveling.
Indeed.
No, but since we're here, Del can go ahead and check everyone's feet for like foot rot or stuff,
Okay.
and make sure everyone's healthy and ready to travel. And hand out. I'll double check this. Hold on. Temporary hit points. Oh, where's the darn thing?
And Adran, do you want to draw maps or the alert to danger? I mean, you have the alert feed. Charisma modifier plus your level.
G level plus charisma,
Well,
which
I guess I
yes
could
should
just
be a
alert
total
the
of
danger.
18 now.
18.
So the math on that one was slightly wrong, but it should be 18 now.
18 temporary hit points to everyone. And Adran, what was your answer, sir?
I'll just be alert to danger.
Okay. And for Thía, any traveling activities specifically, or just drive the cart?
Could I keep an eye out for? We're still in the desert, aren't we?
We are still in the desert.
You can keep your eye out for a wild coyote.
And a roadrunner.
But
I think I'll just keep my eye out for any kind of herbs or anything useful.
So you're going to forage while driving the cart.
Sure.
Alrighty. This is the... Hold on, I want to shrink my notes. This is the 79th day of our adventures since we encountered the hobgoblins. The temperature right now is 100 degrees, extreme heat conditions. So any creature exposed to the heat without access to water must make con saves. And I assume Del is going to cast and create water, refill our supplies.
Would I have been able to do that yesterday?
Yes, you absolutely would have been. Which makes absolute sense, because I'm paying attention.
And if not, I can also cast it at the end of day today, probably.
Probably. So we won't have to worry about making con saves. We travel forth. There is no wind. There is a light precipitation, which is a more of a haze of dust that seems to be falling, but we're not sure where from. About halfway through the day, we come across an enormous burrow in the sand. Within it, there are huge skeletons that have been crushed almost to dust. At the moment, it seems that no one's home.
Skeletons crushed to dust? Do we
Um,
see any giant arrowheads in them?
Not giant arrowheads. No, these skeletons are on the scale of those fiery giantish type folk that were chasing us for a while between the two northern tribes.
Any other useful gems or metals or anything along that line?
Checking, I assume then that Thea's checking inside.
Of course.
You find 9 scraps of leather that can be formed into new flasks or spell scrolls.
Cool.
Indeed. At this point, Thía, if you wish, you can give me a survival check for foraging, and Varin's also going to do the same.
Do you have an inventory list on the cart that you're already adding those 9 leather pieces to, or should I keep?
I'm going to add the 9 to the supply Varin currently has on hand.
Okay. And then survival.
Yes, please and thank you. Does Adran have any comments about the site of this enormous burrow? Why are you rolling 2 survival checks?
Yeah, real quick. Ignore the first one. I clicked on the wrong character sheet for that one.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
The 23 is Thea's survival check.
Excellent, thank you. And I just found my letter.
I kind of want to do an investigation check.
Investigation for what?
The burrow.
Ah, please do so. Thía, that is actually a success. So please roll me 1d6 plus your wisdom modifier. Adran, while Thea's doing that, you find scales. Almost like a shed
What type
snake
of
skin.
scale?
They're dried, crinkly, almost I almost said parchment thin, but parchment's actually quite thick. They are very thin, cracking to the touch, but scale-wise, bump, they are rather large. Larger than some of the tents we've seen. Thía, when you're ready, please roll me that 1d6 plus your wisdom modifier. And Varin's also.
Sorry, just a second. I am way behind today. I'm working on that roll.
Thank you. Varin is well, actually, let me ask you: what kind of thing are you looking for? Are you looking for food? Are you looking for specific plants of some kind?
I think primarily any kind of poison or healing herb that we don't have an overabundance of.
Okay. You're going to find 3 samples of poison. Please roll me 1 Delta 4. You find midnight tears. You find, let me see, 3 samples of midnight tears, and I will get back to you later about what those do. Wookie?
3 midnight tears, ask DM later.
Yes. Perfect. As for Varin, Varin did succeed. Varin is going to use the found food, so it's all going to be random. I find Bane. Excuse me. Alright, and we are in my favorite terrain, my Natural Explorer terrain, so all my results are doubled. So that's 16 pounds of food, 14 pounds of water, or water equivalent, so think like cactus juice, and 14 samples of baneful plants. Either one of you want to roll me 1 Delta 6?
Go for it.
1d6 coming up.
That would be, oh, interesting. A poison that Del knows rather well, or at least knows from his heritage. So I find the ingredients to make 14 doses of drow poison. Where's my bone card? There it is. Alright, 16 pounds of food. I more than resupply our stock. 16. Minus 14 is 2 pounds of food. So I'm just going to add to my own personal supplies the equivalent of 2 rations. The water is largely unnecessary, thanks to Del earlier casting that spell. And I will add to my stockpile 14 doses of drow poison that I'll have to make later. Alright, we move on. Partway, close to the end of the day, we find a strange totem pole of an unfamiliar metal, depicting cruelly twisted, aberrant beings. So we settle in for a long rest. We spend quite a few hours crafting, but Varin, at a certain point, Varin is going to take to trance, so he's going to lose out on some of the crafting time.
Oh, dang it! Sorry.
Noted. Varin.
I was trying to open up my info, not cast just yet.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I did roll earlier a flute check, or flute performance. Varin is by no means a masterful performer on the flute. However, with his dexterous fingers, he's able to perform adequately with a roll of 24. So we at least had some music as we traveled.
Huh. And beautiful music it was. Thank you, Varin.
Not a problem. Varin, prior to settling into trance, is going to use hide in plain sight and stealth. With a 39, Varin melts into the landscape for an undisturbed 4 hours. By the end of the crafting period, Adran, you've written another first level spell scroll, Protection from Evil and Good. You can add that to your list.
Cool.
You have also brewed 4 Hack and Leaf brews. Thía,
Nice.
with the amount of time you have, you're welcome, you have assembled another Heart Sand poultice and spent another 4 hours working on the essence of Ether Dose. While he was awake, Varin wrote a first level spell scroll of Hunter's Mark. So that takes away 2 portions of leather. Leather, there it is. 2. And Hunter's Mark scroll goes up by 1. Del, you have also assembled a Heart Sand poultice and brewed 4 more Hack and Leaf brews. When Varin awakes, he's going to cast Non-Detection. I've taken away Diamond Dust. And I'm also going to reorganize some of my arrows so that I have 20 in my first quiver.
You said there's 2 Heart Sand poultices for each of Thía and Del?
1 Heart Sand for Thía, 1 Heart Sand for Del. And then Del brewed 4 Hack and Leaf brews.
The Hack and Leaf brews Del will hand out to both Adran and Varin. So 2 each.
Why, thank you.
2 each, noted. Let me get back there. Restocked my arrow supply. There.
I am full for Hack and Leaf brews. I cannot carry any more.
And the same for Varin. So Varin will actually hand one of those back to Del. Bear in mind that we do have lots of leather and lots of empty flasks, so you can actually currently increase the quantity that you can carry.
Duly noted.
So right now I have 10. If I take the 1 extra one from Del, I can have 11. Because we have a lot of empty bottle equivalents, shall we say. Having cast Non-Detection, Varin will once again take a minute to hide in plain sight, arrange himself, and take up watch so the rest of you can trance, which comes out to 30. The night passes uneventfully. It is now day 80 of our journey. Del, our water supplies are fully restocked thanks to you. We have our food fully restocked. Are you going to cast Find the Path? Because we are still in the wandering part of the desert.
No, I think I would just made a note of the general direction from last time, and we'll just keep going that way.
As you wish. The weather is, again, extreme heat conditions. 110 degrees. Thank you, Del, for the water. You'll probably have to cast it again at the end of the day. There is, again, no wind, but the dust has randomly and curiously increased. It is now heavy precipitation, which means light obscurement, disadvantage on all hearing, and sight checks. So we're not entirely sure which way the direction is towards whatever destination that the unicorn shard is leading us. So either Del can attempt to, or not attempt, Del can cast the spell again if he wishes, or Varin can attempt to navigate us through this not quite a storm.
Just a second.
It is up to you.
Just looking for if I have any other options to pass for trace, but feeling no. Let me check something real quick. Agree. I think I will try to ritual cast augury first. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah. I'll try to ritual cast augury first and see if I can correctly gauge which direction we're trying to go.
You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes.
So if I kind of estimate which direction I think find the path was indicating last time, I kind of want to know if I keep going the direction I think we're supposed to go, if that seems like the right path or not.
Since you don't know the exact direction...
Oh, sorry, that's just an accident.
No,
That's just an accident.
Since you don't know the exact direction that you were traveling the previous day, you receive Weal and Woe. However, if you wish to ascertain the direction with more certainty, you would get Weal. So if you want to try and guess, results could be mixed. It's up to you.
Alright, I'll cast Find the Path.
Noted. The beam of light issuing forth from one of the bones spins around, and it turns out that the direction that you thought the way that we were going to go would have taken us directly north. Because the spell is indicating to go... Basically, the way you thought to go in all this haze was that way. But the spell has guided you back onto the correct path.
Okay.
And Varin just kind of...
I am going to make a plan.
Okay.
At the end of my day of travel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to request 3 arrows from someone, and I'm going to lay them out in an arrow direction of which way this thing is pointing before we take our long rest.
Noted. We set out again at 9, as usual. We come near mid-morning to the ruins of a city built into the side of a cliff. If we wish to check it out, we may do so. If not, then we will mosey on. Adran, your call, sir.
I think it's probably best that we just mosey on.
You don't see the glittering thing in there? Asked Thía. I see something glittering. It looks shiny.
Are you actually trying to...
Don't you?
Are you actually trying to convince, or are you just... or is Thía just kind of goofing?
Yes?
Roll a persuasion check. Adran, give me an insight check to see if you realize that Thea is trying to mess with you.
Oh, wait, you want me to roll a persuasion check?
No, Adran, I want you to roll an insight check against Thea's 15. Well, Varin's staring at the city kind of going, why would they build sideways? Adran, Thea is...
I will...
Go ahead.
Thea's being gently nudging about this. If Adran wants to kind of reaffirm his desire to carry on, she's not going to push too hard.
It is your call, Adran. Thea is...
You can go look to your heart's content. I will remain here with crutches and keep alert.
Thea.
Okay. Thea will take like a quick 2-minute look.
The building styles are all similar in design and construction, suggesting that the people here lived in a mutual harmony. Throughout the city, even from a quick cursory glance, there are several effigies of a nobly depicted man. All of them basically the same. The streets, as they are, seem to move around a centralized building. On the steps before it, you can see it is a scattered remnants of torn up books, the pages of which don't look familiar. There are quite a few caves set aside where it seems that they might have gathered in groups, in highly organized groups, all of them arranged to look at towards a central podium. Either this was highly religious or perhaps highly focused on education. There are quite a few corpses throughout the streets and buildings, and when we look at them, there are stakes shoved through their chest cavities where their hearts would have been.
That's...
Go ahead.
Nothing, go ahead. Go ahead.
In one room, you find an unlit candle that seems to tingle magically.
Ooh, magic! Glittery! Something.
You now have a candle of invocation, which either you or Dell can use.
I don't know what that is. Hold on.
Thía returns, perhaps slightly disturbed from the sight of the various corpses with stakes implanted through their chests, and carrying a candle, Adran. Dell, you would actually recognize this as a magical item specifically for those of a religious persuasion.
Looks like you found a little bit of inspiration carrying a candle around.
If I can find it. Here we go. So, this candle's magic is activated when the candle is lit, which does take an action. After burning for 4 hours, the candle is destroyed. You can snuff it out early for use at a later time. While lit, it sheds dim light in a 30-foot radius, and any creature inside that light, whose alignment matches that of the candle, makes attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks with advantage. In addition, a cleric or druid in the light, whose alignment matches the candle's, can cast first-level spells that you have prepared without expending spell slots. Although they remain only first level, you cannot upcast and get the same result. Alternatively, you can, when you light it, you can cast the gate spell. However, doing so would completely destroy the candle.
Okay, but it seems like I might need to use Detect Evil and Good to figure out what the alignment of the candle is.
Correct. So you can check and see if you have that while we mosey on. About halfway through the afternoon, Adran, we come to a hill, and by the way, we also as we step up to the top of the hill, we leave behind the wandering heart of the desert, and Varin just kind of goes, "Oh, hey, the land's no longer constantly moving around. I can navigate again." And that's when you notice, Adran, there's a group of children on the top of this hill. Or rather, ghosts of children on the top of this hill. They pay no attention to us, seemingly engaged intensively in a game of marbles. But as you look closer, you see that the marbles aren't really marbles. They're playing with pearls.
Ooh, shiny.
Do you attempt to take the pearls, Thía?
Not yet. I mean, are they in arm's reach yet?
Yes.
I dismount, and then I approach the ghosts.
And Thía, what are you doing?
I'm gonna make sure they're easily within hand's reach, but I'm not doing anything just yet.
The ghosts do not seem to pay any attention to either of you.
I wonder if those are the pearls.
What pearls?
Pearls that can give me a, let's see. Trying to find them right now.
Varin's hand is very close to his longbow.
The marble pearls that
yes.
eat one action, you gain full benefits of a
No.
short rest.
These are apparently mundane pearls. But what's interesting is, why are they so far out in the desert?
I have no idea.
curious.
Did you say the ghosts are actively playing with them?
They're going through the motions of playing a marble game with these pearls, but they're not actually physically interacting with the pearls. Because, you know,
Does
they're
Dill
ghosts.
sense any darkness or magic at work?
Aside from the presence of ghosts. No.
I want to go in and get the pearls.
You snatch up, then, 32 pearls. As you pick up the last pearl, the ghosts of the children suddenly throw their hands up into the air as though they were suddenly startled, and what seems to be a ghostly ring of fire passes through all of them. They do not appear again.
Are they pissed at us, or did they just decide to leave?
No, I think they left.
That's creepy. Can we,
I don't know about you guys, but I got 32 pearls.
You have 32
Yay.
pearls.
Cool.
We continue on to our next resting point. Proceed with our crafting. Del, I assume you cast both Create Water and also Find the Path, taking someone's 3 arrows. Is that a fair assumption?
My Find the Path should still be active from earlier.
Yes.
I'm just gonna...
If you maintain concentration, then yes. You would know that our destination, whatever it is 24 miles to the south.
Yeah, so I'm either gonna find 3 sticks, or I'm gonna
You're
borrow
very
some
loud.
arrows, and I'm gonna just... Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm either gonna find 3 sticks, or borrow someone's arrows, and just kind of mark that off.
Noted.
For that direction.
Noted. Thank you for quieting down. Varin is going to spend some time crafting. He is going to write another first level spell scroll of Hunter's Mark, which takes him 8 hours. And then he's going to settle in for his trance. Leather. There it is. And Varin will use Hide in Plain Sight again. Because that seems sensible. Alright, Varin gets another 33 for stealth. Adran, you spend 8 hours writing another first level spell scroll of Shield. And brewing, and then you spend the next 4 hours brewing another 4 Hack and Leaf brews. Leather. Go down another one. There we go. Thía, you assemble another Heart Sand Poultice, and you finish an entire dose of Essence of Ether. And spend the last 2 hours working on the next dose. Del, you assemble another... Sorry?
Sorry, go ahead.
Del, you assemble a Heart Sand Poultice yourself, and brew another 4 Hack and Leaf brews.
Okay, so I have my essence for either poison. You said an extra 2 Heart Chain Poultices?
Yes, 1 for Del, 1 for
one.
Thía.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to keep track of this. Okay.
You're fine. Varin is going...
And then...
Go ahead.
Would Del have been able to cast Detect Evil and Good before starting the long rest?
Yes.
To figure out this candle?
The candle has... If I can find my notes here... the candle is... Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Chaotic Neutral.
Chaotic Neutral, okay.
Or CN. CN for short. Wait, no, hold on. I'm sorry. I looked at the wrong thing. Where did I put it? Sorry, give me a second. Wait. I'm sorry. I'm in the wrong character sheet.
Whoops.
Neutral Good. Sorry about that.
Neutral Good for the Candle of Invocation?
Yes. Might help if I actually open up the handout instead of the noted sir, instead of a character sheet. Sorry about that. Alright, so that was day 80. Varin is going to wake up and cast non-detection so that we won't be scryed upon. And while you all take your trance, Varin will hide in plain sight and stealth. So oh my gosh, so he can keep watch with a 40 stealth check. I'll take that. The night proves uneventful. It is day 81. It is actually a colder day today, amounting to 60 degrees. There is a light wind blowing. There is no precipitation. The sky is clear. Thanks to casting the spell, maintaining concentration on the spell, Del, you know from the stick and everything exactly which way the path is, without having to cast it again. So you have all of your spell slots available. Where am I? As the day dawns and we're finally able to see a little bit more clearly, off to the west, the west of our position, we spot in the distance a great stone wall with fortifications at 1 mile intervals. It is erected around a ruined statue of an unknown entity. We start traveling at about 9 a.m., but before long, Varin comes across a trail. Survival. Nat 1, but since it's an ability check, we go with the 17, which is a success. Varin is going to come to a halt, signaling to everyone to stop for a second. The land in this region is unusual, with narrow conical spires which reach high into the air, formed of stone or clay that looks as though it bubbled up into place and solidified. There is a vague sulphurous odor to the land. It falls occasionally into great pits that plunge to disturbing depths, filled with sickly green and yellow mists. In the area in between the pits and spires, tall golden grass covers the land. Varin looks up at you, Adran. Found a trail here. One small creature and one medium creature. They passed through here about 3 hours ago. So right around dawn, about 6 in the morning. The lead print here, I think it was dragging something real thin. There's a line in the dirt here. Adran, would you like to investigate the trail Varin has found?
Yeah. Let me pull up my investigation tools.
Your magnifying glass?
Well, I was actually going to put my ear to the ground, but I wanted to make sure it was nice and clean.
Fair enough. Nice, 27. That's high enough to meet both DCs that I said. Okay. Adran, you checking the trail. Varin has found the trail of human tracks. The small pair must be about the size. They must have been a child's trail. Interestingly, the child prints are in the lead. The line of whatever it was that the child was dragging, the line is similar to the cut pattern of a greatsword. And the trail is heading in the same direction that Find the Path was pointing Del to go in.
Well, since it's on the way, let's continue following this trail.
Why do I get the feeling we're about to get in trouble again?
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty good knowing that we got plenty of hack and leaf brews and other herbs and stuff to last us quite a lot in a fight.
Well, I hope we won't need it. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
think I got a couple of fireballs and lightning bolts up my sleeve.
I'm so reassured. We follow the trail, and where it ends. So, sorry, hang on. It doesn't go for very far. It actually leads to the base of a spire, a very large spire, which is standing next to the gaping hole of a massive pit. It's roughly around maybe 2.5 miles across to the other side of the pit. Even a cursory inspection, Adran, reveals that the trail leads to a poorly screened tunnel that dives down into the earth here at the base of the spire, which opens up on a crude set of steps carved into the clay-like stone. However, looking down into the pit, you are met with a truly impressive sight. 630 feet down, you see the top of a great chunk of stone, large enough to be its own small mesa. It is surrounded on all sides by a sulphurous mist, which obscures many details. But there is a structure down there, on the top of this massive underground boulder, difficult to discern, except for a glinting golden light at its highest point. From deep within the earth,
Shiny.
From deep within the earth, you can detect a strong scent of sulfur and the sound of bubbling water and steam. On the eastern side on the western side of the subterranean mesa, there is a smaller structure with ropes leading from it to the side of the pit. Bobbing up and down on the ropes are a pair of wooden carriages, moving in opposition to each other. One is moving toward the mesa, while the other moves parallel to the side of the pit. Interestingly, the tunnel that we're standing next to, it's more or less right above the area where that carriage is moving to.
Not sure I understood all that. Seems like we're looking at a map where we might appear on it, but I'm not sure I understood all that.
So, basically, giant pit, a giant hole in the ground. Inside the hole in the ground, massive stone surrounded by mist. On the stone is a building, two buildings. One building more or less in the center, one building to the side. There is a gondola line that leads from that smaller building to the side of the pit. Looking at this, Adran, it's safe to assume that the tunnel we're above would lead down to the gondola, which would then ferry people across to that giant mesa stone that's in the center of this huge pit.
Well,
and someone's using the gondola.
yeah, somebody is. I feel like going down and saying hi.
Yeah, I'm nervous.
Can we
about
see
this.
what type of someone is using the gondola?
Not from this height, not through the mist. How do you...
So we're going that way then?
Well, I have a question. How do we want to get down? Do we want to take the steps?
Well, I don't know. Is there any place to lock up my spider, or can my spider just roll down?
I mean,
Or,
it is
I'm
a
sorry,
spider.
not really roll down, but crawl down the wall.
It can crawl down the wall, yes. Just keep in mind that the wall won't actually take you to the mesa. There's a large gap between the wall and the mesa. Hence the gondola.
Yeah.
Alternatively, Adran, you could cast Fly on your spider.
Oh yeah. I could cast it on a willing creature. That's right. Okay, Crutches. How would you like to be
Is there
lifted
any kind of a...
ground and float all the way across.
Crutches looks at you with some confusion. What were you going to ask, Thea?
I was gonna ask if there's any kind of visual map we could see to understand better what we're looking at, because I'm getting some idea from your description, but I'm having a hard time visualizing it all.
I am working on it currently. I'm working on loading
Thank
it.
you.
Basically. Once it loads, I'll put tokens on the map. Adran, I assume you're casting Fly on Crutches.
I am indeed.
Crutches, I believe, is strong enough to, once flying, pick up Del and Varin and probably have Thea ride on its back. Why are you rolling a stealth check?
Thea was gonna try to hide, but I'm not so sure if that's gonna be an option while we're riding the spider.
Well, Adran, since you're casting Fly on Crutches, how do you want to go about this?
Well, I will. I'll be sitting on the. I'll be sitting on Crutches, of course.
Naturally.
And Crutches could, with its legs, grab both Varin, Thea, and even Del, and just hold on to them.
Why didn't I grab my token? There we go. Thea, do you want to have... Actually, you know what? You have haste, so I'm not going to cast long... Actually, you know what? I'm going to cast Long Strider on you. I'm going to upcast Long Strider at 3rd level on Thea, Del, and myself before we start down. So, here we go. Long Strider. Plus 10 to each of your movement speeds. And as Crutches picks us up and starts carrying us down, Varin's going to go ahead and eat a Fleetfoot leaf. So I get plus 20. Now I have a movement speed of 55. Fleetfoot leaf down by 1. Thea, you want one?
I think with both haste and Long Strider, I will be pretty quick.
Fair. All right, Adran, which way do you want to guide Crutches downward? Like which?
Well, let's see.
So hang on 1 second. If you will all zoom out to about, let's say 30. The little red building here is where the rope lines lead to. It is the end point of the gondola. Around the central area of this mesa, we can see a 15-foot tall wall. Patches of rubble and twisted, thorny vines cover the grassy ground here. The vines do have thorns. However, you might note the green lines drawn through the vines. Those green lines represent difficult terrain, but safe passage through the vines. If you move through the vines following the green lines and stay on them, you will treat it as difficult terrain, but not take damage from the thorns, or risk being caught in them. Hint: you probably don't want to get caught in them. Just saying. The rubble.
I know for a fact I don't want to get caught in them.
The rubble itself is difficult terrain. Adran, as we descend, you can see that there are gates that apparently have been smashed down or fallen down. Hard to tell from this distance. And you would have noticed from our height that the southeastern corner of the wall is smashed to rubble. So there's 2 points of entry through the wall. As we descend lower and lower and lower, we notice that the gondola has come to a stop inside the structure. And after a little while, we see a young girl dressed in ragged cloths come walking out. She's dragging a greatsword through the dirt as she walks calmly along. Behind her comes a human, a male human, who holds his belly with one hand and leans heavily on a staff with the other. His gait suggests that he might be a little green around the gills. Probably didn't agree too much with that whole bobbing motion. The girl, the one that's dragging the greatsword, she's also wearing a I'm trying to think of the right word, a fitted black leather cloak. Sorry, words fail me. As she strides toward the gates.
Is that these two characters here that you described, the girl and the guy?
Yes, and you're being very loud.
Sorry.
No worries.
Inside voice.
I'm not even talking that loud.
Yeah, it comes through very loudly. I don't know why. Varin kind of looks up at you, Adran, from around Crutch's large flying body and kind of mouths up at you. Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
How do you want to approach this, Adran? Or rather, where do you want to guide? Sorry?
I kind of want to land a little bit off here.
Okay. Please.
Knowing that we're not directly next to them, but we're a pretty good distance away that they don't necessarily notice us.
Fair. If you would all like to, you can all give me stealth checks. And I'm making sure that hide in plain sight is not on. It is not on. Here is Varin's. Thea, I will accept that 31 from you that you already rolled.
Thank you. Thank you, real quick. Hey, does my voice sound different to you guys?
Much quieter.
Okay, I had the wrong microphone was picking up my voice.
No, Adran, I said stealth, not sleight of hand.
Oh.
Varin gets a nat 1 for a total of 12. I can close that handout. There's a good stealth check of 29. And where's my other one? Where's Dell's stealth check?
Oh, my apologies.
No worries. Excellent. The two figures below march quietly and steadily forward through the gates. As we descend, and Adran, you can go ahead and place yourself on your crutches at the spot you indicated.
Okay.
Can I cast guidance on Dell and try his stealth again?
Keep in mind that the guidance requires vocal components.
Okay.
It's just as a side note.
I wasn't sure how close we were, but okay, never mind then.
Crutches lowers down to about 5 feet off the ground. It's kind of a juggle trying to convince him to actually let go of what he's touching with his legs, but eventually he does release what he was starting to think of as, hey, these meat bags are given to me. I can eat them.
Put the silk back in the butt.
And we hear from within the courtyard the sound of a door opening with a heavy wooden boom. And after a few moments, closing again.
What do you suppose that was?
A door.
Hey, do you know when a door is no longer a door?
No, when?
When it's a jar.
When is a door a jar? Oh, Varin's just kind of like, ay.
He is gonna sneak over and try to take a peek over here.
My great-great-grandfather told me that joke.
Yeah, that sounds like him. The interior of this courtyard is much like the exterior. The ground is covered with grass. This stinking sulfur mist rolls steadily over the ground, roughly about ankle height. There are piles of rubble and tall brambling bunches of vines and thorns. Over here, past this first pile of rubble, Thía, you, Adran, and Varin all see a 30-foot tall, from ground to steeple building. It is ornately arranged. Every single stone has been cut and formed to exact specifications and arranged in a uniform pattern. There are small windows here and there that look rather grimy and dusty, but they are made of various stained glass. Shards of glass that have been colored somehow and fitted together to form curious patterns. Excuse me. Pardon me, I was burping. There is a set of wooden doors facing us. Varin will look over at you, Adran. Seems clear. As he quickly does a perception check to be sure of that.
Seems a little dusty.
Yeah, seems pretty clear. From this point, we are able to hear a little bit better. Let me see here. Not only can we hear a little better, there's a stench of rancid blood to the air, as though blood was recently carried through here, and a lot of it. From within the building, we hear voices. They're not pleasant. They rise in hideous shrieks and screams of exultant pain.
And kind of almost echoes a little.
A little. There are, even though we're not sure what the language is, the tone is suggestive of profanity and depravity.
Am I also hinting a faint sound of like drums in the background?
No, no drums. Just voices.
They're coming.
You already have an inspiration point, sir.
I know.
Adrian, do you mind if I go take a quick look around the building and see if I can get some more insight on this? Ask Thía.
Whereas Varin has already stepped through to here, and Varin will bonus action stealth again, using Vanish.
Okay. Could Thía take a few turns to just sneak all the way around?
You're still coming in. All of a sudden, you're coming through really loud again. I don't know what's going on with your microphone. I do apologize. I don't know what the issue is.
Am I loud again?
You're better. I'm hearing some crackling too, like your microphone is hot. In answer to your question, yes, you can go around this building here within this wall. As mentioned, this corner of the wall over here is completely broken. Going around the building, you'll quickly realize, Thía, there are windows here on the side at ground level. Varin will stop before going right into their line of view. So can you see my ping, Thía?
I can.
There are at least 2 windows there. Looking into this room, you see a very curious sight, Thía. Hang on, while I zoom in so I can actually see the sight. Describe it. Actually, give me a perception check. It's not exactly a clear view. These windows are not transparent per se. There are these stained glass patterns of color and shapes. So it is not easy to see through. You are able to see and hear. There are quite a few humans in this room. Several of them are standing in place, their bodies cavorting in odd, sickly motions of just wrongness. The way they're moving, they're gesticulations suggest more pain and fascination rather than any sort of like a worshipful attitude. In one corner you can see, right about there, a stone platform that is covered in blood. Flies buzz all around it. Before the altar, both immediately and also to the sides, stand 3 humans who are writhing as though in agony. Right about here, these 2 and this one over here. They're writhing, they're tearing their clothes open, they're beginning to scratch at their skin. Their hands are full of tufts of their own hair ripped from their scalps. You can see at least 3 other humans who are not in a similar attitude of self-torture. They're just watching as these 3 beat and rip and tear at themselves, while they themselves twist and cavort and, contort their bodies through odd patterns of movement. And then you hear a young girl's voice. It is the girl who entered dragging the greatsword, wearing the black leather cloak. She walks forward. There we go. I have to find the token.
How much you want to bet she turns into a dragon later?
And she watches the proceedings with a cold smile that slowly spreads and warms, as though just watching an absolutely wondrous, glorious sight. The man who accompanied her, the one who looks a little like green around the gills, kind of a little unsteady on his feet, kind of wobbles up behind her, his round belly jiggling and bobbling up and down as he comes to a lurching stop behind her. And then he belches. There is a trickle of slime that bursts from his mouth in a slow motion bubble. Varin looks at you from the other side of the window and mouths, "What is happening?"
I cannot see from over here. Can you describe it for me? Or get me a large wooden box?
You already have an inspiration point. There are more stained glass windows, Thía. And then you hear the child in a young voice speaking, possibly in Goblin, which the language I don't think you know that language, Thía, do you? From your new vantage point, you would see there is a door over here. It must lead to an interior courtyard of some kind, because you don't see an exterior door that matches up to it. Adran, Varin looks back at you. Oh, and doesn't, because you're apparently dismounted.
Technically, you can't really look back at me because I'm on the other side of a wall.
Exactly. Excuse me. But Adran, from your new vantage point, you are in a position to hear, in Goblin, a young human voice saying, "Yes, my children, yes, prepare for glorious ascension." And the 3 people, Thía, you hear the voice, but you don't understand the words. But the people here before the altar, one of them just ripped his own ear off, and it's not bleeding. Varin is going to spend a first level spell slot. I meant to do this before and I forgot because of all the narrating and stuff. Foolish talking, how dare you distract me? Varin's going to slip on over here, look right at you, Adran, and whisper, "Oh, and Thía, you're there too." Varin's going to give kind of like a quick whisper of, "I I sense aberration. Within 6 miles. And then take an action to dash. Back to here.
Yeah, I didn't exactly like what was going on in there.
What do you want to do, Adran? Del, while Adran thinks on that, you can give me a religion check.
Me?
No, Del.
Oh.
Well, Adran, you can give one too. Nice, Del. Del, you would recognize this. The design of it is unfamiliar, but as you study the building and the surrounding environment, it seems that this must have once been a stopping point for weary travelers, a place to rest after a long day's journey. And wow, Adran, you don't have a clue what's happening here. This might.
I just know the little girl is kind of freaking me out.
Right? Del, this might actually indeed be the shrine that we've been looking for, which suggests that the unicorn horn attached to your staff came from this precise place, which would jive with the notion that it was once a resting stop for weary wanderers. The people inside are beginning to scream in exultation. And you can hear, and Adran, you and Varin both hear the voice of that young girl, her crying more and more stridently, "Yes! Yes! Yes!" What do you want to do, sir?
I pull from my pouch and use one of my protections from evil and good spell.
I will mark you as concentrating, and please put that spell in the chat, please.
All right.
No, Thía, I cannot hear you. Would you please refresh your browser? Alright, Adran, you're protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae fiends, and undead. Protection grants several benefits to creatures of those types at disadvantage on attacking you. You also cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed. That's cool. Yeah.
Finally get a chance to use this thing when it's necessary.
Right? And I am reconnecting, so bear with. Oh, Thía has disappeared. Hey, there we go.
Hey, I hear you.
I hear you.
Hey, back.
And Thía, you've apparently gone to the other side of this building.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to talk there for a while, but I guess my microphone had cut out.
Loud.
Voice. Oh.
That was quite loud.
Sorry, I'm really not talking that loud, and I don't know why it's coming across so loud on the microphone.
I don't know either, and believe me, I'm not blaming you. It's
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, what I was
so
trying
you moved to the other side.
Yeah, Thía was basically trying to scout around the building, peek in, and then she would have gone back to Adran and kind of reported some of what she saw as far as there being what appeared to be 3 kind of lackluster minions, another, was it 5? Yeah, 5 of other people in there that might be more dangerous, plus the 2 that we followed in here. And then she was going to suggest basically that she could go around to the back of the building. She would be able to shoot through the stained glass most likely, yes?
Technically, yes. If it's a glass window, you're gonna break the glass basically if you want to shoot through it.
Okay. So she was going to indicate that what she could do is she could try to go back behind the building and help kind of create like a pincher maneuver where she could shoot in behind them as you guys came rushing in from the other side if Adrian wanted to do that.
Adrian, are you okay with her breaking the window? And Del, are you okay with her breaking the window in what's clearly maybe a holy site?
I'm okay with her breaking through the window, but I was actually going to break through the front door.
And Del, what are your thoughts on Thea's proposition?
Does that seem particularly bad in the context of a fight to break some of it?
Well, I don't really agree with what's happening on the inside, if you know what I mean.
Can Del roll an insight check to see if this would upset a benevolent deity?
You can give a religion check.
I thought they already did a religion check.
Ultimately, it's a building, and while very decorative, it could potentially, maybe, be repaired. Hopefully.
Okay. And Del could also cast...
Good. It's already...
What was that, Adrian?
I was actually checking my sanguine nonetheless, and I wanted to equip it. Or use an interaction to ignite it, basically.
Okay, so you're going to equip your you remember you can bonus action equip it with your weapon bond and ignite it in the same movement, and then use your action to equip your shield.
Yeah.
Varin is going to use a bonus action to cast a spell. So Varin's now concentrating.
Swift quiver. Cool.
Adrian, what damage type do you want for your sword?
Oh, I want it to be lightning, which that's already on.
It's already set to. And Del, you have, as per your usual procedure, given us all some temporary hit points. Adrian, are we kicking open the door?
Del's gonna cast Bless real quick first.
Okay, so Del is also now concentrating. So many concentrations. Within range, 30 feet. He doesn't need to see. Hold on. So Del doesn't have to see a creature to bless them, right? However, Thía is not within range, so she's not going to be affected.
So he'll just put it on the three of us. Or Del,
Adrian, and Varin have bless. Adrian, I was asking you, are we kicking open the door?
With pleasure.
We kick Varin, so I guess Varin and Adrian just nod at each other and simultaneously raise their booted feet and boot the door. Roll for initiative.
Oh, darn it.
Sorry, what were you going to say for Thía?
Oh, I was going to see if she could prep haste before it kicked off.
I will say yes. So you can go ahead and cast haste on Thía.
Thank you.
And then...
There we go. Now my character is highlighted. And like for some reason wouldn't let me highlight. I'm like, oh, don't do that to me.
Aw, I get a 9 on initiative.
Ooh, I get a 23. Nice.
That is a nice initiative roll there, Adrian. Good job.
Thank you.
Thía gets a 24, and Thieves' reflexes will give you another turn at count 14. Keep that button. And initiative for it. There we go. Let's get our tracker up. There we go. And Thieves' reflexes is remembered. Yay! Let's sort it. And I am aware of the time, so Adrian, come the bottom of the hour, you have the hammer. Or the trigger, as the case may be. Alright. Let's do it like so. And I will say that we have surprised the creatures within. Thía, you're up first with 1 point higher than Adran.
Wow, nicely done.
Alright.
So
He's just
Thía,
gonna...
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay. So Thía, you smash open the window. Yes. I'm going to say it is going to. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm going to say it's probably going to take an action to break it open because these are highly decorative panes of glass. So in order to create a big enough hole through the different segments of glass, you're going to have to make a mighty effort. Fortunately for you, you cast haste. So you still have your action and your bonus action left to use, Thía.
So I will use my action to loose an arrow.
Did you do it with advantage?
I did not, and I also was trying to turn on sharpshooter and sneak attack to go with it.
Alrighty. Gotta remember all the button presses.
Try that again.
So that's a crit. Aren't you glad I reminded you to do advantage?
Thank you.
That is sharpshooter, sneak. Oh, actually, who are you targeting?
I'm gonna target the creepy girl.
The creepy girl. Okay. Well, that is a crit to hit, so roll me sneak attack. And sharpshooter. And my goodness gracious me. Alright, well that's 10 from sharpshooter, which I think sharpshooter is actually the lowest value rolled in that attack. Nope, I stand corrected. There's also the 8. So that's plus 19, plus 27 from sneak attack, plus 54 from the crit. That's 120 damage.
120. I get 110.
27
Not that I want
sneak
to
attack.
argue.
27 sneak attack, plus 10 from sharpshooter, plus 54, plus 11, plus 8. Oh, somehow I got it wrong. 110.
My mistake for saying so.
Yeah, okay. That definitely hits. The arrow comes flashing in, slamming into the little girl's shoulder. She screams in pain, and in the same sound utters, "At last, visitors for tea!"
And I'm ducking out of that line of sight.
Now that's a tiny Tina right there.
I'm gonna bonus action hide.
And if you can roll that with advantage as well with Supreme Sneak if you move no more than half your movement. Okay, so that's a total of 36 to hide. You are quite hidden, Thía. Adran, that little girl just said something very disturbing. What would you like to do, sir?
Let's see, I'm just going to be moving about. There. That's my 40 feet. And what? She was this one right here, right?
The wounded one, yes.
Yes, I am going to attack her with my sanguine nonetheless.
There you go, I just added a name for her. Creepy girl dragging a greatsword. But that's a really long tag, so I'm going to eliminate some of it.
How about the greatsword girl?
How about creepy girl? Go for the attack, Adran.
Yeah, we'll do creepy girl.
Let's make a creepy corpse.
We'll definitely
That
make
sounds
her a creepy corpse with this attack.
A 15. She jumps a little bit, and your blade goes right over her head, lopping off some of her golden curly hair. That's a miss, Adran.
Still, will ya? Jeez. Oh my god.
As she settles back onto her feet, she brings the greatsword up and ducks behind the huge blade of it. That's another miss, Adran.
Alright, I'm gonna use my inspiration point and roll at advantage. I don't know what the heck is going
Alrighty.
on.
There's a hit for another 6 damage. Yes?
Oh, yippee-ki-yay, 6 damage. Thank goodness.
And you're close enough to note, Adran, it didn't hurt her very much.
Yeah, I know. I'm actually kind of concerned a little bit. Is it because I'm using lightning, or is it just because she's more powerful than I thought she'd be?
Not a clue. Anything else, Reserve?
Well,
You moved your full movement.
I did move my full movements. Let's see. I did attack 3 times. No, actually, I'm good. I'm going to stay right where I'm at.
As you wish. The humming human adult is humming and dancing and might have wet himself. Or maybe he's bleeding. It's a little hard to tell.
Let's go, Brandon.
Thea, we're back to your turn with Thieves' Reflexes.
I'm going to use my action again to break this window.
Noted.
And I'm going to, I think I do have a line shot already. I'm going to loose another arrow at the creepy girl.
Alrighty. Give it.
With advantage. So I remember this
Indeed.
time.
There you go.
And sharp and sneak and all that is on.
Yay. That's a solid hit. Gimme damage. 10 from sharpshooter, 28 from sneak attack, and 7 from the arrow. So that's a total of 45 damage. Nice.
And I will duck back down.
Wait. How come
What?
Thea's doing a second time?
Thieves' Reflexes. Would
It's
you
a-
please put Thieves' Reflexes in the chat?
In a quick moment, yes. That is
And also your
17th,
bonus action for stealth.
17th level ability.
Oh.
And if you- Excellent.
Okay.
And still with advantage if you move no more than half your total movement. Or you can stay with the 29. It's up to you.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's gonna matter, but yeah.
Nah. 29 instead of 27. Alright. That was your Thieves' Reflexes. And that is over now. You don't get that again until a new combat starts.
Well, that's a really cool feat. I really like
Right. Well, it's not a feat, it's a feature.
feature.
Adran, you're standing really close to this creepy girl. One of the wounds starts to close. Varin, from the doorway, he's kind of doing like this, pointing and gesturing, like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's getting a little hard to count. 5, 6.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't know if it's too late to add it, but Adrian should have had an extra D4 on each of his attacks from Dale's Bless.
I'm gonna say yes. It's a little late because we are running out of time.
Okay.
That is true.
So I apologize,
Yeah.
Adran. We'll try and remember on the next round.
Yes.
But yeah, Varin should be getting that as well when he makes his turn.
Noted. Adran, if you wouldn't mind going onto your token and finding a little marker to indicate that you're currently blessed. So I'm trying to open my character sheet so I can make some attack rolls.
Oh, there we go.
Taking me a minute or two. I apologize, everyone. Oh, come on. Silly character sheet.
Volley,
Yes,
volley,
waiting.
oxen free.
Varin's still trying to count. Be patient. Intelligence is not his specialty. Tracking is.
He tracked in much faster when he was a dog.
I wasn't a dog. I was a wolf.
Yeah,
First
but
attack is
had
with advantage. And since I've got advantage on this, I'm going to use Sharpshooter. There's Bless. Colossus Slayer if I hit. And Sharpshooter. There we go. First shot is not going to be using my magic arrows because I've got Swift Quiver running. So, longbow. This is at the creepy girl. So battle hit. Oh my goodness. You know what? I don't think it rolled the
I didn't see Bless roll with it.
Nope. It's there. It's there. I see the D4. It's on the screen.
Oh.
Or at least for me it is. Okay, so that is definitely a hit. Colossus Slayer gives me 1, Sharpshooter 10, and 9, for a total of 20. And then I'm going to shoot the sickly looking fellow right behind her. Well, hopefully I'm going to shoot her. No Colossus Slayer. Since I have Bless, I'm going to try keeping Sharpshooter. No advantage. And no arrows spent. I like Swift Quiver. 15 minus 1 is 14. That's a miss. So this time, I'm going to shoot at this humming person over here. And I am going to keep Sharpshooter. Where's my character sheet? Colossus Slayer is off. Yes, good. Elven Longbow Fire. 19 becomes 18, and that's a hit for 17 damage. Watch that health bar. Oh, the health bar is covered up by a dice. Boom! Next humming person. Gotta keep Sharpshooter on. And because I've got that guidance, thank you, Del. Yes, that will hit. 26 to hit for a total of 22 damage. Watch that health bar, because this is gonna hurt. Ouch. Last target with volley. Okay, 31 to hit for a total of 16, and that's a hit. Alright, so volley is done. That was my action. And now I'm going to use... Oh, that's the wrong button. There we go. I'm going to use my bonus action to send 2 shots at this fellow. I want as many wounded people on this battlefield as I can manage. Didn't work out well for me last time, but let's try it again anyways. Okay, so both of those will hit. This is my Swift Quiver bonus action attack. That's a 21 and a 21 to hit for 23 and 16 damage. That'll teach you to dodge my shots. Make sure I have that right. Yes. Alrighty. That was Varin's turn. That was fun. Del! You're concentrating on Bless, young Del. What do you want to do?
Oh shoot, hold on. I know exactly what I want to do, but I forgot to double check some of how it functions. If I can open my tools. Staff of healing. Oh wait. Hold on. he's gonna step here. That's 25. So just stepping right here should put Adran within 30 feet of him. He's
Okay.
going to use his... I just had... Oh, that's the wrong character sheet. Sorry. He's going to use his Staff of Healing. And he's going to give a +3 armor class to Adran.
Ah, okay, so you have your Staff of Healing equipped, which means you do gain that armor class gift bonus, and you also have the regeneration feature. So Adran, your armor class +3. So you currently have an armor class of... Sorry?
Sorry, yeah, +3 for 1 round. Until the end of Dell's next turn.
Got that, Adran?
Alright.
And then he's
Alright.
gonna hide. Or at least behind the wall again.
Take cover. To make it sound cool, we call it take cover. The 3 people standing before the altar twist about, swipe their hand through the rancid blood that's covering the stone altar, and shove gobbets of blood down their own mouths.
Okay, I think I've lost my appetite.
You're welcome. Alright, Adran, we are at the top of the round. You want to go one more round?
Yes.
Alright. Thía, it is your turn.
I'm gonna come back to this window and I'm gonna loose 2 arrows at the creepy girl.
Alright, you will only get sneak attack on one of them. You have advantage on the first shot.
Advantage. There.
And your
21?
voice is still coming in high. Hot. 21 is a hit. No worries. Just letting you know. Yes, 21 is a hit. Give me attack, sneak attack, and sharpshooter. 10 from sharpshooter, 10 from the arrow, plus 32 sneak attack, total of 52 damage. Nice.
Then I'm gonna lose a second regular arrow. That's not meant to be an advantage, that should have been turned off.
Indeed. And you're using sharpshooter?
Yes.
Okay, that is a hit. Regular damage and sharpshooter. 10 from sharpshooter, 13 for a total of 23. Alright, Thía, anything else for you?
Was 75 total.
Nice.
I'm gonna come back over here and I'm going to bonus action hide.
That sounds reasonable. With advantage because you're using Supreme Sneak. Nice. That is a user reliable talent. Alright, Adran. The creepy little girl looks up at you, bleeding from various shots, and smiles. What would you like to do, sir?
Oh, I tell myself I am one with the Force and the Force is with me. I am with the Force and the Force is with me. I use a
taking away your
bonus
inspiration
action to change my sword's lightning blade to a Force blade.
Nice. I will change that accordingly. So please don't attack. Force. There we go. Alrighty. And don't forget you have Bless.
Do have Bless. And
Alrighty, Adran.
I attack the girl.
Excellent.
And I crit.
Nope.
No?
But you do hit for 28 and 11 damage.
Oh, okay.
This time she shrieks. That seems to be hitting her a little bit better.
Nice.
2 more attacks, Adran.
I am one with the Force. Ooh,
21 for another 9 damage. Nice.
that does hit.
Last
And then
attack,
one
Adran.
more- and then one more attack on her. Like the mighty elephant.
18 plus 3 is 21. That hits for another 11.
Nice.
With a pitiful cry, she falls to the ground, her hair tumbling about her head and falling off her head. The dress about her rips to shreds as her body suddenly expands. There we go. And a grayish, toad-like form is in its place.
Well,
its hand nervously grasping the hilt, of the great sword. Anything else for you, Adran?
Is it dead or alive?
Sorry, buttons.
oh, it's well alive. Warts and all. It's well alive.
Oh no. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I was really half expecting it to come back as a different type of monster still alive.
I was totally ready for it too.
Anything else, sir?
So, who's next?
Anything else for you? Are you gonna hold your ground?
I'm gonna hold my ground because I used all my attacks on her, and I don't want anybody else attacking me.
Noted. I believe you said we're only going for one more round, yes?
Yes.
Del, you feel a cold shiver run up your spine, a frisson of fear as reality bends and warps and rips asunder. You look toward the fallen gates and behold a terrible nightmare. A large creature, white as bone, with not a scrap of hide anywhere to be seen. It looks like a walking skeleton. It leans forward on its four limbs. It has a bone tail tipped at the end with a curved scorpion-like stinger. Its elongated face smiles with a ghastly grimace at you, and it strides toward Crutches. And my character sheet.
Oh, that's not good.
With an unearthly howl of rage. As it approaches Crutches, it's gonna do this. Ripping into Crutches with a 21 to hit for 12 damage.
He also hits, but let me see. Armor class
Is
15.
So, yep, the 15 will hit for another 11.
Alright.
And it steps to here. Sorry. And where's it? It looks between you, Del, and then at Varin's back. And Varin turns and sees this thing. The bones rattle and shake, and its voice creaks and slithers and stinks its way into our very minds. Thou art seen, Shadow Stalker! He who walks in flame and hate knows thy name, and thy fate by his fell hand shall be forged. And then its bone-like tail whips out. Right at Varin. That'll hit for a total of 26 damage on Varin. And a Constitution saving throw for Varin. As Varin just kind of goes, huh? looking to be a 13. Nope. Swift cover goes away. Adran, you heard the howl of this creature. You heard the screams of crutches, and then you felt this intrusion into your mind.
Ugh.
And I just realized my temporary hit points. Thank you, Del, for temporary hit points. Minus 18. So 143 minus 8. So I should be at 135 hit points. There we go. Alright, so that happened. The cloak on this child now Toad's body, Adran, suddenly whips about, flaps up into the air, and goes right at your face, leaping off the prone body.
Ugh.
Gonna move it over there for simplicity. And it's going to attempt to bite at you, sir. Remember, you have a current armor class of, I think, 28.
I do.
It misses you entirely, so it's going to sting at you with its tail.
Ooh.
Also missing. And then utters an unearthly shriek at you. Okay.
What? I'm sorry. Black is not my color, dude.
Take an inspiration point. Thía, you hear the sound of running feet, and then as someone comes leaping through the window to the north of you. And takes an action to dash. This one is going to come here. This figure runs up to the prone body, screaming out, "No! Master! No! Please, no! Please, no! You monster! How could you do this to a little child?"
She was the monster, pal, not me. I'm an elf.
And pulls out a heart sand poultice. What was that, Adran?
I said, no, she was the monster. I'm just an elf.
That toad thing is, its feet are twitching again.
But it died.
I said that the person who was yelling at you pulled out a heart sand poultice.
Yeah, and it died. You're not supposed to revive a dead person from a heart sand poultice, you jerk.
This one's going to take an action to dash, scramble out the window, and... Thía is suddenly panicked. This one is going to rush, slide underneath the flapping cloak to there, and it's going to attack you, Adran, with a big mace. Oops, with advantage. Okay, so the first two rolls are one with advantage. Is one roll with advantage. Getting an 11 to hit you.
No.
That's embarrassing. Second attack with advantage. Getting a 20 to hit you.
No.
And then this fellow here,
Strike two.
weeping, falls to his knees next to the prone body here. My poor mistress! How could they have dared to interrupt your precious tea time?
Don't you dare pull out a heart sand poultice.
Don't worry, princess. I'll give you some lovely cake. And feeds to it a heart sand poultice.
Oh my gosh. You're next.
And that door over there, Adran,
Yeah.
you hear something beyond that door.
I don't want to hear it.
A moaning, jabbering noise.
I'd rather hear a laughing noise than a moaning, jabbering.
The door opens, but all you can see through it is a single enormous eyeball.
Oh no. Not you.
This fellow here. The fellow over here, the one that just shoved a bunch of rancid blood down his throat, convulses mightily, twitches against the altar with a powerful wrenching, bone-snapping noise. His skin rips open, and out claws a gorilla, like a giant gorilla-sized blue hulk of a toad? And then it comes rushing up to here. And if I can find my character sheet.
Words
You're just kind of looking at this like, what have I walked into? With a gibbering... Say what now?
I'm sitting here thinking, maybe I should have used Fireball when first walking in.
It looks at you, burbles and bubbles, and leans forward to bite at you. Getting a 23 to hit, which does not hit. And then it swings its huge arms at you. Getting a nat 1 on the first attack, and a 10 on the second.
You know, you really ought to learn how to fight first before you jump into a fight.
Varin's turn. Varin looks back at this thing, looks in at you, Varin. Adran? We've got a problem! Oh my goodness, where did all those people come from?
Yeah. You think you have it bad?
Alright, Adrian's got a super high armor class, he should be okay. There's a really scary bone thing over here. Baron's gonna attack the bone thing. Baron's going to not use sharpshooter because I don't know how hard this thing is to hit. So let's do bonus action, Hunter's Mark. At first level. And Icicle Arrow. Cold Quiver. That is a 19 to hit. Thank you, Bless. I said guidance. Let's find out if that hits. Shall we? If I can get my Dungeon Master screen to respond. So the thing goes to dodge, and at last possible second, Varin's arrow dips as though guided by an unseen hand and slams into the shoulder bone of this bone creature. And it just met its armor class for a total of 13 damage. Barely making a scratch in it. Check. Okay, so yeah. Seeing that, Varin's gonna go, oh boy. I really don't want to get close to this thing, but it's looking kind of hard to hit. It is wounded, so I'm going to get Colossus Slayer on this attack. And Icicle Arrow again. I'm sorry, did you say something, Thía?
No, I didn't. No.
Okay. 18 plus 3 from Bless becomes 21. That's a hit. Okay, 1 from Colossus Slayer, 4 from Hunter's Mark makes 5, plus 10 from Cold becomes 15 damage. Again, not hitting very hard. Oh boy. This day just got interesting. Del, you'd better run. And Varin's going to stick his tongue out rather insultingly at this bone thing. And go straight into the hedge.
Hmm?
And bonus, I have land strike, remember?
Yeah.
And I'm going to use a bonus action to try and hide. Because yikes, that thing is scary. Using Vanish. Getting a nat 1 for 12. Not good. Let's see if this helps me hide from this thing. No, it doesn't help me hide from this thing. Oh no! Del, it is your turn.
I got to
and one other thing I just realized. Varin would have triggered an attack of opportunity. So Adele, you can go ahead with your turn.
Go.
Yeah, that hits that hits Varin. Ow.
That's gonna be painful.
30 damage. Ow!
Dell's gonna kind of panic, and with a
Valid.
kind of arcane curse, he's gonna try to banish the thing.
Rushing up to it.
Away from me!
Isn't it a touch? Isn't banishment a touch attack?
Range 60 feet.
So no.
One feet you can see within range.
I call that
Yep.
quite a touch.
Charisma saving throw or be banished. So let's see if you can banish this, whatever it is.
Foul beast.
Saving throw of charisma, right?
Charisma saving throw, yes.
Excellent. Against a DC of 18. It beats it.
It makes it?
The DC.
Okay, yep.
Wow.
It beats the DC. Literally
that's
on the nose. What was that, Del?
Oh, that's so close.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if you only had Indomitable.
If I look over here, could I squeeze between the building and the thorns, or would I run straight into the thorns?
You definitely run straight into the thorns.
Okay.
Inside with the rest of us.
Jump on in, the water's warm.
Over here I'd be able to fit between the building and the thorns, right?
Yes, yes.
And Del, I believe, had the long strider activated on him by Varin?
Yes. So Del should have a movement speed of 40 feet.
Yikes!
Crutches no longer has fly, by the way. Just so you're aware of it, Adran.
Yeah.
Did you roll an initiative roll for Crutches? Because you were supposed to.
I didn't think I was.
Oh, oops. Alright, we'll have to... I'll figure out how to fix that later. Alrighty, Adran. The two other people standing in front of the altar... Oh,
Real quick, as a side note for everyone's effect, that will have ended bless on everyone, so...
Oh, because Banish is concentration.
Yeah.
Hang on, hold that thought. Attempt to banish. Yeah, I'm gonna agree. That does end bless. Dun dun dun.
So what about those other two?
So these two over here, they both grab at their bellies, start shivering and trembling and shaking, fit to like, it almost looks like they're trying to shake themselves apart. Then they suddenly open their mouths very, very wide, distending their jaws until you hear their jawbones crack and dislocate. And then it seems like they're turning inside out as some massive, blood-soaked arm suddenly shoots through each mouth. Another arm rips through this fellow's eye, while a second arm rips through this fellow's nose. And then you realize the arms aren't actually blood-soaked. The arms are red and clawed. this guy's going to... come over here, see the eyeball through the doorway, and scream in terror. This one's going to come here. Oh, excuse me. That's the wrong attack modifier. Sorry. That should be an attack plus 6. Oh, excuse me. I'm sure no one minds, but let's get the numbers correct. So that's an attack roll of 9, which misses.
What was it
Pretty
trying
sure.
to attack?
Hold that thought, 'cause I'm trying to get this to function properly. While we wait for that, it's going to add to its attack with a bite attack. Well, that hits. This massive red toad-like thing lumbers up and bites into the shoulder of the humming human, ripping out a huge mouthful of flesh. And then claws at him. Second and third. So erase that one.
And now I will taunt you a second time.
Getting a 10 to hit, which misses. The fellow here... Wait, hang on. Okay, yeah. The fellow right here, Adran, disappears. Just vanishes right in front of you.
Coward.
And you hear very heavy footsteps walking away from that spot.
I can
Like
hear
heavier
you.
than it should be. Alright. We are at the top of the round, and I'm aware of the time. So things have gone suddenly... Sorry, what, Adran?
I totally want to go one more round.
I don't know what your limitations are. Thía, what are yours?
I'm good either way.
Adran?
I could totally go one more round.
Alrighty. We're gonna go one more round. Thía, you're up first, and you're suddenly surrounded on all sides by 2 walls and 2 humans, both of whom are still humming.
I'm going to bonus action disengage.
Noted.
Come up here. I don't think.
How do you
What?
move how do you move through the enemy's space?
Can I not squeeze between him and the wall?
Nope.
Seems
That
to
would
be
be moving through an occupied space. You're close. There's a hint. It's called second story work. You can climb. There's a 15-foot wall right next to you.
Hold on. I thought we were. I mean, we can't occupy the same space, like stay there. But I thought we were able to move through their space.
You can attempt to move through their space with the extra actions.
You could use an acrobatic move. That would be your action.
Let's see here. So you could attempt to tumble, shove aside.
But that takes an
Or
action to do
overrun.
that.
So for tumble is an action or a bonus action. It would basically be you using an action or a bonus action to make an acrobatics contested by its acrobatics.
Okay.
Alternatively, if you don't mind me suggesting,
Yeah.
you could drop your longbow, interaction pull out your 2 swords with your dual wielder feat. It is an option. I'm not saying it's a great option. It's just an option.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to get out of this. I just, especially from like this space gap here, I would have thought I could have moved between them because it looks like there's almost 5 feet there.
No, that's bear in mind that's just a graphical representation of a wall.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you alternatively, you could simply climb the walls to either side. You took a bonus action to disengage. You could interaction stow your longbow, climb, go around that way, go overhead kind of a thing. And then use an action to pull out a weapon and still have your haste action to attack. Does that make does all of that make sense to you?
Can I probably can't run and jump over them.
No, you don't have enough room for a running start, sorry. If you wanted to try and jump over, especially from standing right there, I would call for an athletics check. But also keep in mind how high you can actually jump from just a standing position, which is not very high. I'm trying to find it, by the way.
And I can't climb with my bow in my hand?
I'm gonna say no, probably not. When you make a standing high jump, you can jump only half your normal distance. You can make a high jump of 3 plus your strength modifier. So basically, if you had a running start, you could jump 4 feet up. With a standing start, you can jump 2 feet up. Which is still a pretty impressive height when you think about it. Honestly, if you want the mechanically best option, you took a bonus action to disengage, I would say interaction, put your longbow away, climb up, around, and past, use an action to pull out a weapon of your choice, and your haste action to still make an attack. If you wanted to attack and move all in the same turn. It is up to you.
I think what I'll do is... Hold on. That kind of changes what I was hoping to do. Messing all that up.
Sorry. I crushed your hopes and dreams. I sort of feel bad for it. Adran's doing calculations while you're thinking.
How tall up is the roof for this church? Like 30 feet, I think it was?
Well, it's 30 feet from the ground to the peak of the roof. It's a steeple roof, you know?
I basically want to reach the what would you call it? The edge of the roof. Like if I want to basically just get up just to the nearest point of it on the roof.
You call it 30 feet.
Oh, I thought you said 30 feet to the top of the steeple.
I did because I misread the description.
Okay.
Sorry.
And then my normal jump. Sorry, I am working on something real quick. I'm just standing. No.
Quite the conundrum.
High jump, there it is. 1, 2, 3 plus your strength modifier. Which is 1, so 4
plus
tripled,
1.
That's 12.
And divide in half for it being a standing high jump. So a total of 6 feet.
I think instead what I'll try to do is I'll use an action to, can I like shove my way past this one above me?
You're going to shove? Or
Well,
tumble?
I just need to get past.
Okay, I would suggest tumble. and because that's acrobatics versus acrobatics.
Okay.
This fellow looks like a big dumb brute, not terribly dexterous.
You said you wanted which ability check?
Acrobatics versus acrobatics.
Oh, that's not supposed to be advantage. Sorry.
That's okay. We'll go with the
27?
first result. Either one would have worked. You twist and writhe nimbly past. Your longbow is still in hand. Excuse me. You still, you do treat his space as difficult terrain. So instead of 5, it costs you 10.
25 feet of movement I just used.
10, 15, 20, 25. Yes.
And then, so since this was kind of wall here, would this take me out of sight being around the edge?
Let me check. Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. This layer. You would need to go a little bit further. No. I will say yes. You are just around the corner. You're out of sight, but not hidden.
So I will bonus action hide.
Excellent. Oh, my back. Alright, well, there's a good use of reliable talent.
I'm going to step back up, and I'm going to shoot this one down at the bottom.
The furthest one, you do have advantage on attack. You're ignoring cover. Give me the attack with advantage. Sneak attack if you hit.
It's an 18.
That is 18. That is a hit. Sharpshooter, sneak attack, and regular damage. Ever seen an arrow rip a bone out of a body? Because now you have. That is 10 from sharpshooter, 30 from sneak attack, and 11 from piercing, for a total of 51. That's one dead human.
That was 30 feet of movement, and I have another 50, I think.
You're welcome for long strider and haste. And I imagine, Thea, you're just kind of like, bye! Speed Gonzalez. Alright, well, Thea repositions herself. I'll let you figure out the movement there, Thea. Adran,
I can't do that anyways.
It is your turn, sir.
Okay, so I've been doing some calculations.
Yay, math!
I'm going to drop my concentration on protection from good and evil.
Are you sure? Because I realize that all those attacks against you should have been at disadvantage. My bad.
I am sure because I need to use a particular spell.
Noted. Alright, so you're no longer concentrating on protection from good and evil, which means all the attacks should be at normal, unless they gain advantage.
Now, I do actually take my sword, kind of hide it between me and my shield, and as I pull my sword out, it ignites in a flame. So for bonus action, I want to change my blade to a fire.
Okay, I was wondering where you were going with that. Hang on. But nonetheless, it's now fire instead of force. Done. And you're back on spell.
So, I look to the human who gave the heart sand poultice to the toad.
That's this fellow here who just got bit, and this fellow here.
The one that's closest to me,
That would be that one.
since the other one is a little too far away.
Right.
So yeah, the one that's closest to me, I'm going to hit first and say,
Okay.
okay, have a feel for my matchstick.
Yes, that will hit for 13 damage, but not death. Nearly death.
Nearly. And then my next attack is going to be at the toad that decided to come back to life.
through the help of this stupid serpent.
You have advantage on the attack, for that one is prone.
Okay.
Oh, that hurt. I just popped my hip.
Here we go with another matchstick attack.
That is 24 and a solid hit for 9 damage. Nice.
And now it's just a matter of, do I want to hit the cloak or the blue monkey toad?
Or the fellow right here. There's a human standing right here underneath the cloak.
Oh. You know what? I'll go for him.
Because he's unwounded for the moment.
And he will be hit by my matchstick. A very big matchstick, if you will.
That is 25 to hit for 8 damage. Nice.
And then
that should have been at normal, so that should have been 20.
Been at normal, but 20. 20 will still hit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And
these brutes do not seem very well armored.
No, they don't. But I am going to be using my action surge.
Ah, to do what?
Well, teleport away from these guys.
For one. Just bye! Arcane charge to the rescue.
I teleport 30 feet away. Right here. But then I still choose to go another little bit.
Okay.
And then I tell everybody, hey, remember my matchstick? I want to let you know something. I can actually do something cool with it. Watch this. And I it forward right directly to where I was standing, which was right here at this square, and I cast Fireball.
Alrighty, let's do circle. And what's the radius? 20?
The radius is 20 feet.
Del, you are protected from this by total cover from the wall.
Let me just put this in the description.
Okay, it does spread around corners, so it will go towards that open doorway over there and affect the creature beyond.
Eyeball guy. That's why I was doing calculations. I was like, well, he has the door open, so he's going to be affected.
However, he is going to get cover because that's a narrow doorway. Alrighty. So I need to make some dexterity saving throws. One with disadvantage because it's prone. So let's take care of that one first.
Well,
Disadvantage.
I want to say there's something about that. No, you're right.
I am wrong. No disadvantage because of prone. So we'll go with the first result, which is an 8 and a failure anyways. Next up, the two humming humans. They're not going to survive this. Even if they succeeded.
Even if they succeed.
Oh no, one got a nat 1.
Oh. I kind of feel sorry for him. Almost.
The two red fellows. See if they can do any better. Probably. No, they failed. How about the blue toadish fellow?
Toady.
There it is. I had to find his character sheet. How about the flapping fellow? How's he going? So far they've all failed. That's a fail. Oh, I forgot the third human. I'm sorry. And the one-eyed thing. Yep, there's still no failures yet.
You mean no successes yet?
Sorry, yeah, no. You're right. Excuse me. Saving throw, go. That's a fail. And then, see, I got those two, got those three, got that guy, got that guy, got that guy. Yep, one more. And there it is. Eventually my character sheet will shrink and I'll actually roll it. Ouch. Goodness gracious me, there was a lot of... Okay, they all failed. Adran, give me fireball, sneak attack. Give me fireball damage, sir. This hurt.
Oh, well, it doesn't want to roll. Let me do that instead. But why is it not working?
I do not know. Oh, you might have forgotten to tell it what spell slot level.
That's right. I forgot that it comes up here. Pencil. And cast at what level? I'm pretty sure it is already at a level 3.
Yep, you still have to manually tell it though.
Yeah.
And I just realized Varin was supposed to make a con save DC 15. So go ahead and roll your damage, sir.
Alright, so there we go. Level 3.
Varin failed his con save. Okay. That is 29 fire damage. So let's see here. That guy takes 29 and is incinerated. He's incinerated. He's incinerated. So that's the easy ones. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Oops, wrong button.
Not too bad on the flying cape.
Not too bad at all. Yep, okay. And there we go. Damage is administered. Well done, Adran. Anything else for you, sir?
Well, I think I have another bonus action based on...
You do not.
Actually, improved war magic. When
No,
you cast
so
your
you use
action
your-
to cast a spell, you can make one weapon attack as a bonus action.
You use your bonus action to change the damage type for Sanguine nonetheless.
Ah, okay, I guess you got it.
No problem. Well done, though, on that turn.
Well, thank
Excuse me.
you.
Anything else for you, Adran? You still have the rest of your movement.
I still have more movement. I just think I might be a little trapped.
I mean, there is this way you could go. Down this hallway.
Yeah, but then this guy's really close.
True. It's up to you. Or you could go out that open window.
How tall is it?
Well, the other human earlier went right through it,
Oh,
taking most of the glass with him.
so I'll just hop right out that window.
And I'm going to say that's probably the end of your movement because it's moving to the difficult terrain of the window. I'm not being exact right now because I'm tired.
Okay, so I'll just leave myself right there. Boom.
There you go.
Hey,
Alrighty.
You totally
Nice
missed all
move
the
there.
action in there. I tell the guy.
He just kind of stares at you and kind of with his lip at you.
Was I looking at a different elf earlier?
I'm like, what just happened? And why is there smoke coming out of the window now? Oh, look, it's the bone creature's turn.
Oh, the bone creature.
It's stinging tail whips out. Oh, that is 25 points of damage. Crutches falls.
Oh, crutches.
With a howl of glee, it leaps. Oops, wrong button, wrong screen. To the top of this rubble pile. Relatively. And then slowly stalks down the side of it. Here. Basically, it's in difficult terrain. Darn it. My Dungeon Master screen is starting to go be like, no, I'm tired.
So it's actually crawling through the difficult terrain as opposed to flying over it?
Part of the problem is, that the character sheet wasn't opening. Since it is now opened, and I can actually see what it says, yes, it flies over.
Oh, oops, my bad.
So give me 1 second.
I should not have asked.
There we go, okay. So yes, it is going to take to the air. Looking down at you, Del. Goodness. Go there. And
Where are you guys going at?
not at you, sir. Del, I'm pretty sure you have your shield equipped. So neither of those attacks hit.
I believe that would have been the intent. Yep. 17 armor class. The first one does actually hit.
The 17? That was against crutches. The 17 was against crutches.
Oh, my mistake.
The 13 and 16 were against Del.
And those, yes. I catch them on my shield.
And then what looks like a flying cloak comes flapping out of the shrine and is basically over your head, Del. I'm gonna put it like right here. Sorry. Over. Goodness, what is going on with this? There we go. So that's its turn. This guy's going to stand up. No longer prone. Adran, you're looking through the window when that thing that was a little girl suddenly disappears.
Hopefully for good.
As we'll find out.
That's a very cool emblem for the flying cloak thing.
I wish I could take credit, but I can't, so I won't.
I'll just say it was a good choice. Looks cool.
Fair enough.
I agree.
Adran, the human figure who is staring aghast at you shakes himself back to alertness, steps up, and is going to try and smack you with a mace. Your AC should be, I believe, 25?
Back to 25, yes.
Flying Clong. It doesn't hit.
All of those miss.
And then we all hear the sound of something solid being turned to dust. And that's that.
Next time we should start with that one first.
I don't recognize that line. Take an
Or
action
the dark
dash.
road.
This becomes 10 feet, 15, 25, 30.
Ironically,
Hey, look,
that's
Adran.
when he smacks down a rock giant and he turns to rubble.
I will take your word for it. Varin sees that Dell's suddenly in trouble, pops his head and bow up out of the vines. Varin's going to use a spell scroll for Hunter's Mark. Just quickly snapping it open, casting it on the flying bone creature, because that one seems the most dangerous. You know what? I take that back. I'm going to target the flapping cloak because it's more badly wounded. More badly wounded. I don't know if that's good grammar or not. It is more wounded.
It's comprehensible grammar.
No, actually,
we'll go with that word.
badly wounded is perfect.
And I'm going to use sharpshooter, even though I don't have bless on it. Goodness, my throat. Did I actually successfully hide from this thing? Even though I rolled a nat 1 before, I did successfully hide from the flying cloak, so I get advantage on the first shot against it.
Nice.
I will take that to the bank. 19 minus 5 is 14 to hit, which just meets its armor class. So that's 10 from Sharpshooter, 1 from Colossus Slayer, and 3 from Hunter's Mark, for a total of 14 plus 11 from the Cold Arrow. So that's 25 damage. Watch that health bar. It's not dead yet, so I'm going to shoot it again, but without Colossus Slayer. Goodbye, Colossus Slayer. No more advantage.
Shoot him in the hood.
Where's the hood? I can't see it. Well, that's a 31 minus 5. That's definitely going to hit. 1 from Colossus Slayer, 10 from Sharpshooter, for a total of 20.
Nice.
Click here. Minus 20. There we go.
So
and didn't quite kill it. Dell, get out of there! And then he's gonna go here and over into this pile of rocks to here.
I think Dell should try and banish the creature again.
Does Dell have another spell slot for that? Let's find out, Dell. It's your turn.
Yes.
You do?
Yeah. And it felt like our wills are very closely contended earlier. I am going to try it again.
Let's find out how it goes.
Come on, Dell.
Maybe.
So Varin shoots the flying cloak twice, yells at Dell, "Get out of there!" The bone creature looks over at Varin, and just before Dell successfully banishes it, he projects, "You are hunted." Dell, you still have your movement.
I was thinking Dell said, "You get out of here," as he casts the spell. And then he does that, and he just kind of like whimpers off, and he kind of changes this, "You get out of here." Huh?
Take an inspiration point for Dell.
I really don't know what way to run from this thing, because it can almost certainly get me anywhere I go. I will just try to run this way. Which I don't actually like going that way.
I don't know which way that way is.
Oh, it's that way.
I'm gonna run over here, just kind of trying to like hide beneath the windows. I'm trying to make sure I stay out of sight from the windows.
That will trigger an attack of opportunity. I get a 17.
Oh.
That's a match. I don't remember if that hits or not.
That means it hits. Dell, you
match
take 8
usually
points of
does
piercing damage, and this cloak is now completely wrapped around you.
Uh-oh.
Wait, no, sorry, hang on. I should probably read it, before I say that.
Wait, it bite.
Nope, that was only if it had advantage against you.
Good.
So yeah, it only hits you and bites you. So for that 8 damage, as I mentioned. All right. Where are you? There you are. Okay.
Hey, he's trying to grab me!
Trying and succeeding.
Wait, I thought he failed.
Oh no, you're right. You're right. Sorry, I was thinking of biting.
Okay.
And since the doorway's open, going to here.
I had a feeling I didn't want to be in front of the doorway.
I can't imagine why. Make sure that's accurate. Yes.
Oh, ow, my back.
Yeah, me too.
Oh. Oh, that popped.
Aw, that sounds unpleasant for you.
No, it's kind of like that one part where Mr. Incredible gets his back popped back in, and he goes, ha 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 ha.
Oh yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Was there any chance Dell felt a spell settling on him as that bone beast, that flying bone beast thing, made its comment of him being hunted?
What do you mean? I don't understand.
Would he have sensed any kind of like of spell effect settling on him or not?
On Dell?
Yeah.
No, it was the bone creature was projecting the thought straight at Varin.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought that was being said to Dell. My mistake.
No worries. Alright, so we are at the top of the round. Things seem to have gone rather awry. And yet, awesomely wonderfully. For the moment.
I want to say it's surprising, but it really shouldn't be.
I want to thank you both so much for playing. We're at the top of the round, and we're going to pick this up next week from this sheer chaos that has erupted at this shrine. I'm kind of curious, did either of you see this coming?
No. I didn't really see it coming this particular way, but I do have to say that it's rather smoking right now.
And how about for you, Thía?
The only part of this I really kind of saw coming was the creepy Claymore girl, or Greatsword girl, sorry, getting back up. For some reasons, that seemed expected.
Well, it did happen, but not quite the way you thought it would.
Yeah, not the way I thought it would at all. But for some reason, given that we actually managed to take what seemed like the worst creature out that quickly, it's like, that's not going to end that easily.
And then all of a sudden, that white bone creature showed up. Which that went rather awry as well.
I do need to double check something. So if the target is native to the plane of existence you're on, you banish the target to a harmless dimming plane. While there, the target is incapacitated. The target remains there until the spell ends. At which point the target reappears.
It is not native to this plane.
Okay, so if the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target... Oh, nope, okay, it does still have a chance to come back.
So Dell is concentrating for 1 minute in order to make it stick, yes?
That's why I was trying to get at that, because I need to know if he needed to concentrate or not.
Ah, gotcha. In that case, Dell, you did get hit after you banished it.
Yeah.
Please give me a Constitution saving throw. I'm looking for 10 or higher.
Constitution saving throw?
Yes, sir.
Whew.
You maintain concentration for now. Might I suggest that Dell make an extra effort to get away from damage? Just a
Yeah, that
thought.
would have been very disappointing.
Well, we are going to end it there for the night. I want to thank you both so much for playing. And aren't you glad I gave you the chance to build up a bunch of healing stuff before we came here?
Yes.
Because it might prove relevant. Alrighty. I'm gonna stop recording. Thank you, fellow adventurers, for joining us once more. Please comment below to vote on what monsters you want to see Adran, Thía, and Varin take on next. You can vote for more than one kind at a time. Air Elemental, Boulette, Fire Elemental, Gorgon. Thank you for watching, and I hope we'll see you again next week.